edition,
where besties bond over books.
Woo!
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Spencer.
And this is
Apprentice to the Villain.
Dun, 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 by
Dun, dun.
Hannah Nicole Maehrer.
Yep. I think it's that. Yep, that's right.
Beautiful sprayed edges.
Oh yeah, I'm getting some purple. Love it. Loving it.
You
Loving
can
it.
actually see red and purple.
Yeah,
It's a good look. It's a good look.
I like it.
This is book 2, sequel to Assistant to the Villain.
Mm-hmm. She got title rank.
She just released the 3rd book's name.
Oh, I thought you were about to say she just released the 3rd book.
And I was about to be like, what? To lose her mind. It's Accomplice to the Villain.
Ooh,
I like it. She
it.
might have released a
They're like, yeah, we're.
I know, like, what do you think it ends on? Like, Hannah, the villain. She's just like the villain.
I think it's only gonna be a trilogy.
Oh, okay.
I think. I could be wrong.
I mean, I feel like after reading this one,
I could be wrong though. Let me.
I could see that being,
What's it? Hannah Nicole.
yeah.
Oh wait, no, Untitled Assistant to the Villain 4. Never mind. It's
Probably
gonna.
because it's still doing well.
Yeah, so maybe yeah. I don't know what the. Oh, September 25th, 2025.
Oh, that's not far. I don't know where I saw.
Yeah, I'm digging like the people who do like a year.
Yeah.
Year.
I don't need, like, Sanjay Mask.
I don't need 5 years between book launches.
Exactly.
Like, I get it, but.
Right. So where we left off last time was, our girl Evie's was the assistant to the villain. She was probably falling in love with him.
It was great.
But then at the end he gets captured by the king.
Yep.
Bum, bum, bum. And
Yep.
she's like, I'm coming for ya.
Yep, we're gonna save him.
And that's what we do.
And that's what we do.
And that's pretty much what this book, I mean,
That's like, yeah.
I don't think we don't have to read the whole synopsis, but it's just like,
Yeah.
it's,
It's them going after him.
yeah.
And everything that ensues.
Yeah.
Um,
What are you giving it?
5. I love these books. And I was reading some stuff online and people like didn't like this book as much as the first one.
Yeah.
Which I think I would put the first one above it.
Yeah.
But like I still give it a 5. I loved it. I just love this. These 2 books are so fun.
Yeah.
They're just like they're fun.
I gave it a 4.
Nice.
I did think the first one was better.
Oh yeah, the first one was definitely better.
And I think that there were like parts of it, I think again the beginning's kind of like slow.
Yeah, it's definitely got like second book like lull.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you could tell. That's why I was like whether or not it's like 3 or 4 books, you could tell this one was like
kind of like it was setting up a lot of things.
Yeah.
Which like, it is a big like book 2 problem.
Yeah.
But I really, the one thing I really liked is that as it's setting things up, it's like all this prophecy stuff.
Oh
I love a good prophecy.
Oh yeah, we like to see that come
In
through.
a fantasy world.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, if you haven't read it,
Yep.
leave.
Read back.
Come back.
And if you have, stay, and we'll get into it. Favorite character, obviously, my favorite character is just the villain. I love him. Wait, what's it? I already forgot his name. Tristan?
Tristan,
Yeah.
yeah.
Love him.
Yeah.
Here for it. Oh, yeah.
I really liked, her little sister.
Oh, yeah.
Her little sister was great in this book.
Yeah.
And Rebecca.
Oh, she was like...
She was a breath of fresh air in this book.
Yes. And I appreciated how much, like, storyline she got.
She got her own written chapters.
I know. And I was
POV
like...
chapters.
I was here for it.
Because at first they gave us that first one and I was like, why is she get a POV chapter?
Yeah. And
then I
she
was
ends up being, like, a huge part.
She does.
Yeah.
I loved
Which I
her
appreciated.
story development.
Yeah.
And Becky's the, like, office
Manager. She's the office manager.
Basically. But she was great. So, yeah, definitely, like, 10 out of 10 for her.
Yeah.
Least favorite?
Least favorite. It's gotta be. I mean, the Kings are always such shit.
They are. I mean, yeah, they're meant to be. I didn't really like her brother. I thought her brother shows up.
Whose brother?
Evie's brother.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And her dad. I still hate her dad. So her brother, okay, taking a step back here. Plot of the story. They break the villain out by pretending that he's killed Evie and she's dead.
And he's distraught.
He's distraught.
And I was just like, oh my god.
Someone was supposed to tell him that she's not dead.
And
they couldn't get to him.
Oh.
And so he sees her body, because it's her body.
And he is like, oh my god.
And he's like, I have nothing to live for, because I love this person.
Yeah.
So then the king plans on unmasking the villain.
And he also kisses her forehead when he goes up to her body, just to... used to say. Well, it comes into
It does at the very end.
Yeah. It's like comes into play.
Yeah.
So like he's distraught. He kisses her. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, essentially.
Yeah, he's like thinks this is his fault.
Yeah.
So the king's planning on unmasking him because you find out that's like part of like this Renadon curse.
Mm-hmm.
And before he can unmask him, Evie's alive! She breaks out of this glass box.
It's fabulous. That whole scene where they're in that like great hall or whatever, and then they all come in and they like bust him out, and he's just like, oh my god, she's alive.
Yeah.
The whole scene was great. I was here for it.
And then Kingsley like helps him escape too.
Yes!
I love Kingsley.
She was like, I told you to stay behind. Or
He
whatever.
never stays behind.
He's just like hopping along.
Yes, and
He's
he helps
so
them.
funny.
So yeah, they jump off, they get the dragon, they fly
It's such
away.
a grand exit.
It is.
I love it.
And
it happens like relatively quickly.
Oh, it's the very, very first thing that happens.
Because it was like, I was really worried going into it that it was going to be like halfway through the book and he's still like in the king's like lair, like the dungeon or whatever, and they get him out very quickly.
Yeah, no, they do. And he like had been talking to the king had been talking to him, and that's when you find out about this like curse he's trying to break.
Yeah.
Because magic is like dying.
Yeah.
And the king is trying to enact this like prophecy that'll save magic.
That's why he wants those creatures.
Those creatures that they've been keeping trapped. But like by saving magic, the prophecy also might mean that he's in control of magic.
Yes.
Which we don't really want.
No, you don't want that.
For this king, no.
Because he's like, he's the villain. He's the villain.
He's the real villain.
He is the real villain.
He is. So you get the villain back. They're all kind of like back into the flow of things, and they're trying. Like the whole goal now is to try and like figure out this prophecy. And they realize that her mom is a star.
It kind of got trippy for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like when they go and on that little journey and like find that like room that's like a sky.
Yeah, and the guy that invented trees.
It gets so trippy. And it's just like
Yeah.
It's so I'm not gonna lie, that part was very odd. Because it took me a minute to like wrap my head around like what is going on
They
right
go
now.
into a cave.
Yes.
And they fall through clouds. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's
a
like
bunch of magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy who invented trees, and it's wild.
Yeah. So the king wants to find her mom because her mom's a star, and he wants like these journals that like can help track her down.
Yeah.
And they use the journals as a map from like the stardust that the little
It's so wild.
god guy gives her.
Yeah. He likes
trees.
them.
He does.
Yeah, he's like,
I'm lonely.
yeah, he's like, you're good people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And while this is also going on, the his lair, like the castle that the villain and all lives in, is starting to come. That's what one of the things, like nobody can find them because it's like hidden.
Yeah.
And it's like they're like the chimney showing.
Yeah, it's like holes in like the spells, and they can't find an enchantress to fix it.
Yeah.
That is true. So yeah, like, Becky's back, like trying to like make sure everything like stays together. But they make a map out of her papers, and they go try and find her in this little town. And the villain has to like leave his powers. Oh my god, she gets drunk. Wait, she accidentally drinks.
She drinks something. And he's like, you drank what? she doesn't realize what it's gonna do to her.
Yeah, no.
And she's just like walking around drunk.
Yeah,
like
and
completely drunk.
Passes like this troll bridge.
Yeah,
and the troll's like, we want her to answer the question, but she gets it right.
It's so funny.
But to enter the town, they make the villain like leave his powers, and they happen upon like her cousin.
Yeah, that's like in a troupe, like an actor troupe.
Yeah,
some kind
she's
of troupe.
like in charge of like this acting.
She's like, don't worry, wait here.
But then they lock her up. She locks them up,
and then tries to like they flood the basement.
Well, they flood the basement themselves.
Oh,
it was an accident.
It was an accident. Yeah.
But they're about to drown, and they're like taking off their clothes. They're both like about to die and like thinking about each other. It's fine. And then they get out through like a window. But then she's about to kill them. She like the villain goes out the door or something, and she went out the window.
Yeah.
But then she's like, I wasn't gonna kill you guys.
So casual.
Yeah.
She's like, I was just like waiting. Da, 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 da.
And then she gives her something that her mom left for her.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, thanks.
Yeah. She was. Ugh.
So we find out that her mom is supposed to be staying at this like garden house. Can't remember what it was called.
Which is dun, 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 Becky's house.
Becky's parents' house.
Yes, where she came from.
And she's like, oh, I guess I'll go back.
Yeah, this was like this huge, and they're like, you're Becky who? Because it's like this estate from these people.
Yeah, it's like a big deal.
But she doesn't want people to know that that's like the family she's from.
Yeah. Oh, and sorry, I was trying to get to this point. Her brother ends up being the guy that helps break her out of the...
Yes.
And he was, like, trying to help. He's a guard in the king's army. Mm-hmm. And he double crosses them when they...
Because his dad, like, told him to... Like, he put him there for a reason.
Yeah. He, like, lost his memory when, like, his mom blew up.
Yes. Her magic, like... But
then he started regaining his memories, but he stayed because his dad would come visit him. Like, he knew who he was.
Yeah.
But
and she's pissed because she's
mad.
Like, you knew and you didn't, like,
you never
come for us.
And I'd be pissed too.
Oh, 100%.
I'd be so mad.
Yeah.
And her dad's, like, locked up.
She thought he died.
Yeah, she thought he died. Her dad's, like, locked up downstairs. She thought her mom's dead too. Well, she thought her mom's just been missing, I guess.
Yeah.
Her family dynamic's bad. And but her little sister is sweet.
Her little sister is too sweet.
She's, like, trying to play matchmaker with people. With, his sister, with the villain sister.
Oh, yeah. I like that his siblings were, like, in it some more. Like, I like that his sister was there.
Yeah. The brother at the very end.
Yeah. But, like, I like that his sister was there because she's got that little flirty thing going on with, like, the alchemist.
Yeah.
It's cute.
And then the little girl was also, like, hanging out with the baker.
Yes. It's like, let me, like, help you. Yeah.
So her brother's there to, like, try and, like, redeem himself, but they won't let him, like, really get into anything because they don't trust him and they shouldn't.
Yeah, because I think they still have a mole at one point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm.
But they go to Becky's parents' house.
Yeah, she's like, I guess we'll go to my family.
And she has a bunch of brothers, and her brothers are great. Well, some of them are great. Some of them are not so great.
And then her mom's, like, was friends with Evie's mother.
Yeah, so Evie's mom actually went there to, like, get, like... protection, I guess.
Yeah, because
from the king.
She was kind of off a rocker,
and I think she knew the king was looking for her.
Yeah.
And that little family has always kind of been like, we don't want any part of this. Mm-hmm. But she's been mad. Becky's been mad at her mom for a while, and you don't really know why.
But her mom kind of sucked.
Her mom sucks
because it ended up she was, like, dwindling that thing with, like, oh, your mother is, like, coming back or whatever.
I sent word for her.
Yeah, and she never did. She's like, I don't even know where she is at the end. Or, like...
No, she told her that she died because she had that recording of her scream.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was trying to, like, help the king with the prophecy.
Yeah.
Because she needed, like, the stardust from her or something.
Yeah. She ended up being nefarious.
And, like, Becky was like, see, Mom, like, this is why
I don't go home.
Yeah, so she calls the king's guards to come get them.
Mm-hmm. Like, rat them out.
But while that's happening, when they first get there, the villain gets snatched away and, like, meets this, like, nightmare monster.
Oh, yeah.
And is, like, trapped in his own, like, nightmare.
That's about weird, to like, die. Out in the woods or whatever.
Like, no, like a coliseum. Or, like, something underground, like a basement.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And, like, the brothers are just, like, watching.
Yeah.
And she tries to come save him. And she does save him. And the, like, the creature there, like, tells her... What does she tell her? She, like, tells him something.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember.
I can't remember. It's important.
It's important.
It tells him something about, like, that he just, like, want to see it. I think it tells him, like, Evie's, like, in danger, like, becoming evil or something.
Yeah.
And, like, that's why he gets on that vendetta of, like, I'm making her, like, heartless.
Yeah, and that's what was one of my questions was, like, do you think her heart is darkening?
I do.
Because in the first book, it was, like, very much, she was, like...
Lida.
Yeah. She's like, what? Like, why are you doing this? And in this book, it's like, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
She's the apprentice.
And it's, like, making the villain sad.
Yeah, because he's like...
He likes her light.
Yeah, he's like, I'm corrupting her.
Yeah.
But I think it's, like, it'll end up just being a balancing act. Like, she's making him lie, and he's making her, like, a little gray.
They'll, like, work together.
Yeah, exactly.
So they do escape, and they do find out... I don't remember how they figure it out, but they figure out that, like, her mom's a star.
Yep.
And they go back to that place. The tree god.
Yeah.
And she's there.
And then it ends up getting destroyed.
Yeah, the magic's, like, falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
So when she comes down, he's like, they have to run away.
Yeah.
And they're like, come with us. And he's like, I'm not going to.
It's so sad.
It's so sad.
It was very sad.
Like,
and they leave the cave.
I didn't think I could attach to that thing so fast.
I know. But it was so, like, sweet.
It was.
It was so good-hearted. Like, it meant well.
I know.
And genuine. I liked that.
So, yeah, it falls apart. But they saved her mom.
Mm-hmm.
And her mom's like, yep, here I am.
Yep.
Sees her son.
And then, also, while that's happening, back at the villain's lair, the little girl like, had been going to visit her dad.
Yeah.
And he, like, convinced her to let him out. And I was like...
I was so mad about that.
I know. I was like, why isn't somebody keeping an eye on this little girl?
I know.
Because it's like, I don't fault her because she's young.
She's innocent.
And she was just like, this is my dad.
It's her dad. She grew up with him.
And he manipulated
the whole time.
For years. Yeah. So it's like, of course he was able to talk her out of, like, or talk her into letting him out.
I know.
But I was so mad. I was just like, because he sucks so bad.
Because at that point, too, like, the shield's gone. Mm-hmm. And is it invaded by the guards? I think that they come in.
Either they come in or they're close to coming in.
Yeah, that's like, where it ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, they have her mom, but, like, things are not going well, and they still have to, like, figure out this prophecy.
Yeah.
But,
yeah,
like,
the ending isn't, like, very, like...
concrete. The villain's like, I love her, but I can't be with her because I don't want to be a villain, and she's like, I'm gonna show him... I think that little creature told him something. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember exactly how it ends. That was that.
It ends with a flashback. Not flashback, sorry. It ends with her brother talking. Like 1 week later, flash forward. And he's like, she was unmasked as well. Oh,
yeah. Because, Tristan hadn't the only one been revealed to all the world at the King's ill-fated event. Evie had too.
So the villain...
He's pushing her away.
It's pushing her away because when he was in that little monster... It was Destiny, and Destiny told him that he was going to, like, destroy her, basically. So he's afraid that he's going to, like, kill the one he loves.
Yep. And
so at the end, like, that's, like, what he's kind of thinking. He's like, I'm not going to, like,
and neither of them really know. They kind of suspect that the other one is, but I feel like he definitely thinks that she's not as interested. Like, I feel like she's like, okay, he's interested, but he's fighting it.
Yeah.
And I think he's just like...
She's not interested.
Yeah.
But so she now thinks that he's interested but fighting it, and she's, like, determined to...
Yeah, she's like, this isn't going to stop me, which I love.
Yeah, so he's, like, trying to distance himself, and she's like, nope, we're going for this.
Yep.
Which I think is
need
nice.
to talk about it.
Yeah.
And that's what, in the end, that's the final scene is when they're back, and before, like, the 1 week later where her brother's, like, from her brother's point of view, the last one, part of the plan, when they broke him out, was, her brother was supposed to slip her...
Oh... The antidote
to, because she, like, let herself get bitten.
It's like Romeo and Juliet.
Yes.
She was like, it's like supposed to be like sleep.
Yes. Yeah. And
it was like death.
Yeah. And she was like supposed to take this antidote, to wake up. But she's talking to her brother at the end, like the last scene, and he was like,
I didn't make it to you in time.
I didn't make it to you in time. He's like, I have no idea how you are alive.
And she had heard this, like, rumor from someone else earlier.
They, like, put it, like, they just, like, discreetly put it in there.
It's like that storybook, like, True Love's Kiss can, like, wake you from, like, death.
Yeah, exactly.
And you said he
kissed her at the beginning, and it's just like, so it's true love.
He loves her.
Yes,
and
they love each other.
She's like, no.
But that's, like, the last scene of the book, and she's like, what? No.
Right.
She's like, are you sure?
Can't be.
Can't be.
I know.
Yeah, that's good.
It's really cute, though.
Who do you think the villain of the prophecy is? Evie or the villain? I think it's
so that's the whole, like, thing that when he's thinking, like, 1 week later, her brother's like, Evie was unmasked as well.
Yeah.
And, like, the whole part of the prophecy is, like, you unmask the villain.
Yeah, I think it might be her.
So it could be either of them now, and she's becoming the villain.
Yeah, she's definitely becoming a villain.
I feel like it's going to be her.
Yeah, I think it's going to be her.
And, like, her mom's a star, so, like, it kind of makes sense, too, in that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why her family's so special.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff going on.
They do. I kind of think it's going to be...
I think it's going to be her.
How do you think your mom's going to come into play here?
Like...
They need her for the prophecy as well.
Yes. And I'm wondering if, like, she's going to be reluctant to help.
I can't tell. I can't get a read on our mom.
No, I can't either. Like, I feel like we haven't gotten enough of her. We've, like, gotten stuff, like, about her.
Yeah.
But we haven't gotten enough of, like, firsthand from her
and, like, you find out that her brother's been, like, siphoning her magic away to, like, keep her... Mm-hmm. Well, sorry, before her mom blew up. Mm-hmm. Her brother was siphoning magic away from her to keep her sane.
Yeah.
And then he, like, skipped a day. And that's when she blew up. And that's why he was in the field, too, I think.
Yeah. And so she's like, she seems a little off her rocker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, and then she's been in the stars in that
cave for so long.
Yeah. But she's, like, excited to family.
Yeah, it's just like, we're going to see what her mental health is like.
Yeah.
Because I could see her being, like, reluctant.
I feel like she'll die by the end. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah. Her and the dad.
The dad has to die.
Gotta go.
Yeah. I think Evie will play a big part.
Yeah.
And then I'm hoping, like, with the prophecy that, like, I mean, one of them has to save Magic. Those little guavas are, like, one of them's pregnant, but one of them's been kidnapped. The woman
the female got kidnapped.
And so
they gotta get her back.
They gotta get her back. So I feel like Evie will be the one to enact the prophecy.
Yeah.
And save Magic.
Yep. And somehow. And they'd be like, nice rulers.
Yeah. The villain's not really a villain. Or they're both villains in their own right.
Yeah.
But they're not, like, cruel.
No. Like, the stuff that they're doing, like, has a purpose.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do bad things.
Yeah. For the right reasons,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, and I guess this, like, really early in the book, I'm sure you did too, like, Kingsley is, like, their friend.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I thought that was so fun.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see. I feel like they're gonna rescue him, like, make him. They've, like, tried to find an enchantress to, like, turn him back into a human.
Yeah.
So I think that they'll, like, get that done as well.
Yeah.
Any other predictions?
Yeah, it's so casual. Yeah. It's just like, yeah, that's Kingsley.
It's like, I thought you slipped his name.
Yeah. I think the brother, her brother, is going to, I feel like he's going to let them down in some way.
Yeah. I feel like he'll come through at the very, very end, but not before.
Yeah.
Doing something bad.
Yeah, I think he's gonna make some decisions where he thinks he's like, I'm doing this because it's right for my sister.
Yeah.
Trying to, like, protect her.
And it, like, hurts the villain
under that guise, and it, like, hurts the villain, and she's like, stop.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then she goes, like, villainous on him.
Yeah.
And I think his siblings will be more helpful than hers.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention this, but his brother's bar got, like, burned down.
Oh, I know.
He was kind of mad. Oh, he's just, like, chilling in her old house.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we didn't see his parents anymore. This book. And now that you said there's, like, a fourth book, I'm kind of like, how are they going to drag this into 4 books?
I don't know.
Because I feel like we should be getting the prophecy done.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be 3, but Goodreads. Oh, and I guess who knows what Goodreads, right? But I feel like it would only put it there if somebody, like, saw that in, like, a news, like, interview or something.
Like a release, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully we at least get, like, the conclusion of the prophecy in the 3rd book.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be a lot to drag it out
to another one.
Maybe, I don't know how that would work.
Maybe they'll get the prophecy, and even though that she's, like, saved Magic, like, something bad is still happening.
Maybe she doesn't save Magic. Maybe the king does, and they gotta overthrow him.
Maybe.
We're gonna see.
We'll see. But yeah, it was a good book.
Yeah. Would recommend for sure.
It's enjoyable.
Very enjoyable.
And the next one's next year. So
yes.
Catch up.
Yeah.
Catch up.
Can come back.
What are we reading next week, Spencer?
We're reading Heartless. Yes, about Elsie Silver. The 2nd book in the Chestnut Springs series.
Yeah, so join us.
Yes, come back and join us and read along. Bye.
Bye.